In this video, we're going to cover parabolas. We're going to find the vertex, X and Y-intercepts, and sketch the graph. Alright, so we have this problem. Given quadratic function f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 3, find the vertex, x and y-intercepts, and sketch the graph. Alright, so I know this is a parabola because it's the highest exponent is 2. So this function is a degree 2, so it's going to be a parabola. Now the standard form of a parabola is written as ax squared plus bx plus c. Now the a determines which way the parabola opens up or down. If a is positive, it's going to open up like that. If a is negative, it's going to open down like that. Alright, so in our case here we have a is 1. That's the coefficient of the x squared. B is 4. Coefficient of the x. And c is 3. That's just the constant term. Now to find the vertex, first you want to find negative b over 2a. Remember, b was 4 and a was 1. So it's going to be negative 4 over 2 times 1, which is just negative 4 over 2, which reduces down to negative 2. Alright, so this is our, usually for vertex they call it h comma k. And what we just found was h, or basically the x-coordinate of the vertex. Now to find k, you find f of negative b over 2a. So you're basically plugging h in into the function. Okay, so we know that is equal to negative 2. So we plug that into our function. We're going to have negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 plus 3. That's going to give us 4 minus 8 plus 3, which is going to give us negative 1. Alright, so our vertex is at negative 2, negative 1. Alright, so now we want to find our x and y intercepts. Remember, the x-intercept occurs right on the x-axis somewhere. And the coordinate of the y is going to be 0, because it doesn't go up or down from the x-axis. So if we set our function equal to 0 for the y, so it's going to be 0 equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. Now if we factor, alright, so I need two numbers and multiply, give me the 3, our c term, and add up to our b term 4. So in this case it's kind of simple. I know it's going to be 1 and 3. 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 plus 3 is 4. So our two factors, x plus 3 and x plus 1. Alright, so according to our zero product rule, I can set each of those equal to 0. X plus 3 equals 0. X plus 1 equals 0. I can solve x plus 3 equals 0 by subtracting 3 from both sides. So x equals negative 3. X plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1 from both sides. So x equals -1. So we have x-intercepts at -3, 0, and -1, 0. Now to find our y-intercept, remember that's right on the y-axis. So our coordinate for our x is going to be 0 this time. So we basically have y equal 0 squared. You can put in 0 for our x terms. Plus 4 times 0 plus 3. And it's going to be 0 plus 0 plus 3, which is going to add up to just 3. So we have our y-intercept at 0, 3. Okay, so with that information, we have enough to draw our graph. You're going to draw the vertex, the two x-intercepts, and the y-intercept. Alright, so let's start with our two x-intercepts. We had -3, 0. That's right here. We had -1, 0. And our vertex was at -2, -1. So from the center, it's 2 over to the left and 1 down. So our vertex is right there. And we had a y-intercept at 3. So 0, 3 right here. So we can draw our parabola. It's going to look like this. Curve down, hit our vertex, and go back up. So that's good enough to draw our graph. Hopefully from this video you learned how to find the vertex of a parabola. Remember, find the h term. Our vertex is h, k. By doing -b over 2a, and then plugging that value into the function to find our k value. And we also found our x-intercepts by setting the y equal to 0 and solving for x. And we got our y-intercept by plugging in 0 for x and solving for y.